Yesterday, we witnessed the high level of lawlessness in the history of our country. Businesses were raided in by goons, by thieves, looted. Various government buildings torched, government vehicles torched. While this was happening, the police watched helplessly because their hands are tied. They cannot do anything. The Constitution gives them powers to protect life and property, but they cannot do so. Criminal gangs no longer respect our police officers. They do so because the guns they hold are just toys. They can't use them. The courts have ganked them, while the Directorate of Criminal Investigations are allowed to carry out the operations undercover without wearing police uniforms. We have a court order that requires all police officers during demonstrations to wear police uniforms. That impairs on their operations to secure our country. So the question that it begs is, what is the role of police in protecting life and property? While we agree that protesters must be given police security, but immediately the protesters changes from being peaceful demonstrators to criminal gangs, raiding shops, destroying properties, then they should be treated as such, and the police should be allowed to do a judgment when their life is threatened, when the protesters who have become now thieves are looting properties, and the police should not be gagged on what to use the equipment that they have. An African police officer is feared because of their ability to use their gun. By the moment you gang a police officer from using their gun, even you endanger the life of police officers themselves, and they cannot do anything. We want to make it clear today that the police must be properly resourced to protect the properties of Kenyans, the business people of Kenyans from looters. And we are also demanding the immediate arrest of our former impeached deputy president, who has been on record sounding drums of war, inciting our young people against those who do not subscribe to his political ideology. The fact that most properties that were destroyed were from central Kenya, where it is perceived to be his stronghold to entrench his tribal attack, it is a clear indication that our former impeached deputy president has been mobilizing resources and mobilizing goons to descend on government properties, and to particularly target those individuals, those businesses that belongs to people whom doesn't subscribe to his stupid political ideology. The law must be applied the same, regardless to whether the breakers of those laws are the rich people who live in the castles or the paupers who live beneath the bridge. The law must be applied equitably, in a fair manner, and to everybody. So we are calling upon the arrest of our former deputy president, who have been funding criminal gangs who have infiltrated the peaceful Gen Z demonstrations to loot properties, maim people, and injure Kenyans.
You want to do the Swahili version first? I also want to add my voice to what has been said by my colleagues. What we witnessed yesterday, which was supposed to be a peaceful protest commemorating the lives that were lost last year turned into further loss of lives and property. We do not know why we have descended so low that we have allowed the political class to infiltrate otherwise peaceful Gen Z protests that is supposed to communicate something. We have woken up this morning to further loss of lives, to more destruction of property. We do not know whether next year again we will want to commemorate the lives of the people who died yesterday, and it goes on and on and on. What we witnessed yesterday, police stations being burned, even business people owned by the Gen Zs themselves downtown were raided. We saw even civilian guys fighting with the police who are only carrying a rungu. And we also saw even one policewoman who was actually almost being killed, though eventually rescued by the people. We have a country to live in. We have a country to protect. And all I want to urge our young people, do not allow the political class to continue to misuse you. Those who are of a different opinion about this particular regime of William Ruto, they have a chance to actually exercise their right during elections, which is in 2027. This country will not set a precedent of people marching to State House or purporting to march to State House to evict an existing president, because even the next one who will come will actually get into that, and we do not want to descend into chaos. You will note that in the run-up to yesterday, there has been a campaign for peaceful protests until the last day when it turned from peaceful protests to a march to State House. And there was a great attempt, and I want to thank the police officers who actually exercised a lot of restraint yesterday, because we would have had much more casualties if we have people who are going into police stations and beginning to burn it. An incident happened in Nyeri where even those who are working on the stadium, innocent workers, watu wa mjengo, who are building a stadium that the people of Nyeri have actually been asking for, were actually frog-marched out of the site and told not to continue with the work. All we are saying, we have a country to build. People can have divergent views, different. We want to thank other peaceful Kenyans who stayed away, who kept to their houses, and who commemorated that very day in their own way. And all we are saying, we want all the perpetrators who touched people's businesses, who touched the police stations, to be fully arrested and arraigned in court, including the people who are funding them, people who are inciting them. We must have a peaceful country. Thank you.